Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm CB Harris and I'm here with Yoki Marks at Warrior's Edge Armory in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And today we're going to talk about home defense guns. So the focus for April is home defense and defense against home invasion. So we're going to talk about some of the tools that we can use to keep ourselves safe when we're at home, keep our family safe.
When I recommend a home defense handgun, it is going to be different from a concealed carry gun. Concealed carry, you're looking for small, very easy to conceal. Home defense, I recommend something with a longer sight radius, a full-size gun. I recommend either a 9 or a 45, but you want something that is going to be reliable and something that you're going to be able to put accurate shots on at a greater distance than you would a concealed carry gun.
Right.
So right here is just one example. The Smith & Wesson M&P 9mm full size. Nice long sight radius. Does have the accessory rail so you can drop a light on it, which is great for when you are needing to clear your house or defend against home invasion. Now when we're talking about a handgun, it's easy for me to recommend a handgun for home defense, but the important part is looking at the ammo you put in it.
Absolutely. I know that a lot of people, they just buy whatever's the cheapest at Walmart. Full metal jacket is not necessarily what you want for home defense, or any self-defense really.
With home defense ammo, you don't want something that's going to go through 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 walls. You want something that if it hits that first wall, is more likely to fragment and not injure someone on the other side should you happen to miss.
And you also don't want it to necessarily punch through the person that you're shooting either.
Exactly.
You don't want it to keep going past them. You want it to stop in them, cause as much damage as it can in their body, and not just go out the other side and wasting all that energy.
Correct. And so some of the ammo I recommend for home defense is I recommend Federal's Guard Dog home defense ammo. It is a great ammo. When you look at it, it looks like a full metal jacket. But in reality, inside of this hollow point, and it's a lighter weight hollow point, there's, I call it silly putty. There's basically like a little rubber ball in there. The idea being that as this impacts a hard object, that rubber ball is going to expand because it's lighter than the metal around it and softer, and therefore reliably expand and fragment this round, therefore stopping over penetration.
And it also should feed more reliably because it's not an actual true hollow point. It actually has a little bit of surface area on the front there, so it should feed a little bit easier as well, right?
Exactly. Another one that I like is made by Liberty Ammunition. It's the Civil Defense round. Now, this is a 45 round right here, and you're looking at a 78 grain for 45 round.
That's pretty light.
That's a very light round.
45, yeah. But
this round travels at 1,900 feet per second. Lightweight round, traveling at rifle velocities. It's actually very manageable on recoil. We're going to do some range time with this a little later on. Manageable on recoil, and when it hits something, you get significant penetration, but more importantly, you get a lot of fragmentation. Therefore, if you miss in a home defense situation, this round is likely to spread little fragments on the other side of the wall, but not have a large solid hunk of lead hitting someone you don't need to hit.
Right. All right. So obviously there are probably at least 100 choices out there of decent home defense ammunition. These are just two that we're talking about here. But you know what? Get out and try it, right? I mean, that's really some of the keys is get out, do your own tests, you know, try it out with some drywall or something like that. Or look on YouTube. I'm sure there's lots of videos there too.
There's a lot of videos on YouTube, and we're going to add to that list of videos. But like I said, this is good ammo for home defense. Could you use this for concealed carry as well? Yeah, you could. It would be fine. But specifically for home defense, these are the rounds I recommend.
All right, so we've talked about a handgun. A lot of people use shotguns for home defense. So let's talk about that next. What do you recommend? What do you think?
For a home defense shotgun, I recommend a pump action shotgun, 12 or 20 gauge, totally up to the person who's going to be shooting it. Right. We have Mossberg in 12 gauge. This is their 590. Great gun, great for home defense. It does have rifle sights on it. A lot of people will tell you don't need sights on a shotgun. For home defense, you're not getting a lot of spread on that shot. You want to have aimed shots. It's not a general direction.
A lot of people think that a shotgun, as soon as it leaves the barrel, that it's spreading way out there, and that's just not the case.
No, out of a gun like this, double-aught buck, 20 yards, you're looking at probably 6-inch pattern or so, depending on which ammo you're using. So I like the 12 gauge shotgun pump action. One of the main reasons is that sound right there can save you from having to shoot someone. That being said, it is important to think about what ammo you're going to use when you're using, if you're going to be using a 12 gauge shotgun.
Yeah, definitely. You know, a shotgun, it's pretty powerful, and the further out you get, the bigger that spread is going to be. We talked about how it doesn't spread that much, but it does spread.
Yes, it does.
So winging somebody, you're going to have a lot that's going to pass by too. So
exactly. I typically recommend people use a good double-aught buckshot as a home defense round. Some people like to use a slug. It's going to be a little bit of personal preference. I'm actually a 3 ammo shotgun guy for home defense.
okay.
I will typically use a game and target ammo as my first round in. It's going to be a 7 or 8 shot. You're going to have less belt recoil on this. Right. It is going to have a more rapidly spreading pattern, and yet it's still very, very effective.
And it's still deadly. A lot of people are going to think that, oh, you can't kill somebody with number 7 shot, but you absolutely can.
Absolutely. Especially when you're looking at a home defense situation where the distances aren't that far.
Right.
Or technically, this would be the last round I put in my shotgun tube, because this is the first one I want to go into the gun. Following these rounds, I would have 3 double-aught buckshot. And the reason I do that is because if that first shot comes up, if it's either me or my wife using it, we come up and for some reason we miss or whatever happens, the nerves get the best of you, you mash it, okay. That bird shot's not going to be going through a lot of walls, so you're good. Now you're back on, you got your double-aught buck, it's going to have more penetration, less of a spread, so you're going to need to take that well-aimed shot. Do a couple of rounds of this. If the bad guy is still advancing, the last round that would go into the gun would be my slug. I like the Hornady slug.
Are you going to go for like a standard slug or like a sabot slug or something like that? What kind of slug do you?
I use the sabot slug, the Hornady SST. It's again is going to be a lot of personal preference, but again, when I call it staging my shotgun, I'm going to stage it so that the first round when I load the shotgun is going to be a bird shot. The next rounds are going to be buckshot, followed by 1 or 2, depending on shotgun capacity, slugs. Slugs have more recoil. It's a rifle. It's a 1-ounce rifle round, basically.
Right.
You're going to need to have aim on that. So if the bad guys are wearing some type of body armor or something like that, this is going to be what's going to help defeat them.
Okay. Now, actually, let's talk about that real quick. How many rounds do you think a home defense shotgun should carry? What do you think?
I like at least a 6+1.
Okay.
As a minimum. If all you have is your 4-shot shotgun, okay, you know, we can definitely make that work. But again, I like something that's a little bit more, at least a 6+1. Okay. And like I said, the Mossberg 590 and the Remington 870 Police Magnum, all of those already have the extended tubes on them. And so if you don't have a shotgun and you look for a good home defense shotgun, look for one that already has the extended tube, so you don't have to go and drop some more money on more
Right.
parts.
And I know a lot of people, they may have a shotgun that's more for hunting. I know Mossberg makes a barrel you can buy that's more of a shorter home defense type barrel
Yes.
that you can buy for your shotgun that you use for hunting as well. So.
Exactly. Try to stick around the 18.5-inch barrel. It's going to make maneuvering corners a lot better. Plus, it's going to have more rapid spread on the shot out of a shorter barrel, and inside of a home, that's going to be important.
Okay. All right. So next, let's talk about rifles. A rifle. A lot of people don't think a rifle has a place as home defense. I know we've done a video about it actually, about using a rifle for home defense. I think it's a great option.
It is lightweight, very light recoil on the 223 or 5.56. A lot of people worry about over penetration. It's a 55 grain. If you're using a full metal jacket, which I don't recommend for home defense, but if you're using a full metal jacket, 55 grain, that's a light round. It is made to tumble once it hits something. So the chances of it hitting a wall and then starting to tumble and fragment increases. Like I said, I don't recommend using the full metal jacket though.
Right.
What I recommend is a Hornady tap ammo, some type of hollow point and or soft point. Or what we have here, which is also made by Liberty Munitions. This is a 55 grain lead-free cartridge, and you get about 3,000 feet per second off of this round.
So it's moving.
It is
pretty good.
Flat moving. It has a, as you can see here, it has a deep, deep hollow point.
Yeah, I don't know that we can get that on camera, but yeah.
Yeah. And so, if you don't believe us, then come on in. You can look at it firsthand because it's hard to get on camera. But this round right here, if you miss and it hits a wall, the chances of this round is going to basically explode and fragment.
And it is a frangible.
Yes, it is. So you get over 9 different fragments when this round hits.
Okay.
And so it's not going to stay as that one piece and just hit. Love this round. Again, this is made by Liberty Ammunition, and it's a great option for your home defense rifle.
Now, my personal opinion for a rifle is, well, for any of these, it would be to have a light mounted to it, especially if we're talking about in the home. You know, worst case scenario, you're carrying around a little extra weight, and you have that ability when it's dark to, you know, actually see what you're doing. So I would always think that, you know, a light for any of these would be a good choice.
Yes, any home defense gun, I advocate having a light on. Doesn't change with the AR-15. Have a light on it. You can go iron sight. If you can get a red dot sight, EOTech Aim Point, Bushnell, there's a number of them out there that make a good holographic red dot.
Right.
That's just going to make acquiring a target a lot easier. And that light is important because you need to identify the threat. You heard a noise. That doesn't mean you need to shoot. So you heard a noise, and now you need to identify what that threat is. A light's going to make that a lot easier.
Absolutely. And you really don't want anything like a ACOG, or you don't want any magnification in your house. That's why that zero magnification red dot is perfect for that, really.
Exactly. No magnification on the home defense rifles or shotguns.
Right.
It's not needed.
Definitely. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, I know that there's going to be a lot of opinions about ammo selection. Leave it down below. You know, I agree there's a ton of other choices out there. A lot of them are great choices. There's a few bad choices too, but leave your opinion down below. We'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions, leave it down below also. And do you have anything else you want to add? Or?
No. Keep practicing, shoot safely, and have fun out there.
Alright, so I appreciate you guys watching that video. It always means a lot to me when you like and share the videos as well. If you're not a subscriber and you would like to become one, be sure to click on the subscribe button down below and be sure to check us out on social media. Next week we're going to finish up our series on home invasion. We're going to go to the range and we're going to test out some different rounds against drywall. Be sure to come back every Thursday for a new video. So until next time guys, take care and be safe.